and let's go.
Your home is your sanctuary, a place of comfort, wellness, and security for your family. Today, we're using more digital and electronic devices. While they bring convenience and enjoyment, these devices also emit electromagnetic waves constantly during use. Invisible to our eyes, these electromagnetic waves affect the environment around us. As a result, we are exposed to these types of waves day in, day out. Introducing emGuarde, a patented technology by emGuarde. When turned on, emGuarde neutralizes the electromagnetic waves within 1 gigahertz, creating a defense zone of 8 meters. emGuarde harmonizes the environment around you, making it safe for you and your loved ones. Simply place it wherever it's needed and plug it into a dedicated USB port, whether you're on the go, at work, or in the comfort of your home. emGuarde is designed to integrate seamlessly in any situation. You can now enjoy the benefits of technology without worrying about any potential risks. Protect your family's health and well-being. Contact your emGuarde distributor today. emGuarde. Change your environment, change your life.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, today I am super excited to introduce to you emGuarde. Now, emGuarde is an amazing technology that was recently launched by emGuarde. All right, and in today's presentation, we will be going through two things. Number one, what is emGuarde? What is emGuarde's purpose? What is it doing for ourselves and for our family? And in the later part of this presentation, we will be going through how you can potentially turn this technology into a business of your dreams and of your lifetime. All right, so stick in, guys, pay attention, and let's dive into what this amazing emGuarde technology is all about. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am a distributor for emGuarde, and those who are not sure yet, emGuarde are the manufacturers of the Kangen water machines, right? They're the best drinking water in the world, and they have existed for the past 50 years. So emGuarde is not a small company. It is a very old and a very reputable company worldwide. And emGuarde recently launched its latest product called the emGuarde. Now, the name itself, emGuarde, EM standing for electromagnetic. Now, quickly in the chat for me, those who have ever experienced or have ever been aware of the dangers of being too exposed to our electronic devices. I mean, parents, as parents, we don't want our children to be spending too much time on our electronic devices, right? Because there are certain health effects or certain health implications when we do expose ourselves too much to electronic devices. So let's dive into what this emGuarde is about. Now, 30 years ago, which is about, I'm 30 this year, all right? So 30 years ago, how I grew up is I used to go outdoors to playgrounds, to the park, and I would spend most of my time away from these things. I had none of these things, no phones, no computers. I would pretty much spend most of my time outdoors playing football, climbing trees, and doing whatever a young boy would normally do back then. But that is not the reality of today's children's experiences. You see, a lot of teenagers or even children today, they are spending immense amount of time on their electronic devices. Education, entertainment, music, everything. And children today are glued to it, right, guys? I mean, parents would know. Sometimes it's so difficult to even get our children off their phones, their computers, just to have dinner. Am I right, guys? So myself included, and that's why I've learned and been more aware of it, and I refuse to be glued to my phones all the time. But unfortunately, we cannot limit ourselves as well as our children from being or using these devices because their future do depend on it. I mean, jobs in the future, they need to be tech savvy, they need to understand how technology works. So we cannot limit our children or even ourselves from these devices. So if we cannot limit the exposure to these devices, but these devices do pose a threat in terms of the radiation that do come out of these devices, and our bodies are susceptible to this radiation. So we need to find a solution to this, right? We cannot limit, we have to find a solution. So there is a new problem. That problem, I like to call it the EMF radiation pollution. It is a pollution because everywhere you go, there is an electronic device. I'm not just talking about my phone, guys. Everything that requires electricity to operate is also considered a electric device, right? So EMF radiation pollution, how is this so different than the other types of pollution that we are kind of aware of? The water pollution, the air pollution, and the noise pollution. Well, you see, the EMF radiation pollution is very unique because it does not directly affect any of our senses. We cannot see it, we cannot feel it, and we cannot smell it. And because it doesn't directly affect any of our senses, normal human beings, we would just choose to ignore it because we cannot see it until we are reminded that it is ever so present in our environment. But we cannot see it, so we ignore it. What are the sources of this electromagnetic noise radiation? Generally, again, everything that requires electricity to operate. Your air conditioner, your Wi-Fi router, your television, your phone, even your power extension cables, right? So all of these are sources of the electromagnetic noise radiation. Now, let's understand a little bit more, because when I talk about electromagnetic field, electromagnetic radiation, electromagnetic energy, people tend to misunderstand sometimes because there are actually three different types of energies happening at the very same time when your phone is operating. For example, your phone. Now, let's take a look here. There are three types of electromagnetic energies. Number one is the black energy, as I call it, the electromagnetic field energy. This is the electric field and the magnetic field generated by AC power sources. So pretty much it is the power, it is the electricity that's running through the device to operate the device itself. Number two, the signal transmission energy. Radiation generated from signal transmission devices with antenna. This is basically how your phone communicates with your Wi-Fi router or even the satellites or the antennas all around you, so that your phone is capable of communicating information with the internet, the cloud, or that whole internet space thing, right? Number three, the red energy, electromagnetic noise energy. Now, I'd like to pinpoint the word noise, right? It is the unwanted radiation or byproducts from the first energy and the second energy. So the third energy, the red color one, is actually the unwanted radiation and byproduct of the first and second energy, right? So let's understand a bit more using this wonderful chart that was provided for me. This is a home, right? You have your roof, you have your walls, you have your ceilings and your floors and everything. You also have all the electronic devices around you, your air conditioner, maybe some lights, you have your kitchen, you also have your laptops and your computer, and so on and so forth. Now, the black energy is basically the wires that are in between your walls. These are the ones that, your air conditioning, you have to plug it into the main power socket. When you want to have a computer running, you need to plug it into your wall plug. Yeah, so these black color wires, or the wires in your house, these are the black energy. Now, the blue energy is the energy that's being transmitted, the signal energy being between your electronic devices, your phones, your laptops, and the internet router, or even the satellite. Now, so where is the red energy? The red energy is actually all around. So as long as there is the first and second energy, the byproduct is the electromagnetic noise radiation energy, the red color one. So how does the emGuarde help us? You see, when you install an emGuarde in your house, what it does, it sends out a signal to actually suppress the red energy without interfering with the black or the blue energy. So yes, if you have an emGuarde at home, it will not interrupt with your internet. It will not interrupt with your phone call. It will just merely suppress the red noise radiation energy. So I hope this diagram, I hope this house illustration gives you clarity as to what the emGuarde is truly doing for us in our house. All right, so wonderful. Thank you for the team for providing this for me. Now, let's talk about the negative health effects of the electromagnetic disturbance, electromagnetic noise radiation. All of these things are the same thing, just in different terms. So, World Health Organization in 2011, they classified radio frequency electromagnetic fields as possibly carcinogenic to humans. An increased risk for glioma, which is a malignant type of brain cancer associated with wireless phone use. Guys, this was back in 2011. And in 2011, I remember, I think that was when one of the first few smartphones came out into the market. Things started to become something like this, because I also remember phones being those old Nokia brick phones where you can literally throw it against the wall and the wall would crack, perhaps, right? But in 2011, that's when we had a shift. We had a shift from those Sony Ericsson, those Motorola phones, and it started shifting towards smartphones, right? So what is the emGuarde really built for? The emGuarde is a patented technology, and the main function in specific is the emGuarde is harmonizing targeted high-frequency electromagnetic noise radiation up to 1 gigahertz or 1000 megahertz. Right? So this is the main patent, this is the main technology, this is what the emGuarde is truly built for. So you must be wondering now, how come only up to 1000 megahertz or 1 gigahertz? We will find out more about that in the next slide, right? But let's keep on reading this slide. The emGuarde covers up to a 4-meter radius and has an 8-meter diameter coverage, right? So this emGuarde, you don't have to worry. You can put it in the central of your house, and you think of it as a force field, like a ball of energy, right? And it basically protects anything in that sphere within a 4-meter radius or 8-meter diameter, right? So let's come into why the emGuarde is suppressing up to 1000 megahertz. That is because the FCC, which is the Federation Communications Commission in the United States, they have said that the human body, our body, us, we are very, very likely to absorb RF energy very effectively within the range of 30 megahertz to 300 megahertz. So emGuarde is up to 1000 megahertz. But FCC is saying within 30 to 300, somehow our human body, we just absorb it a lot more. And why is that? Is because the FCC further on explains that our human organs actually function in certain frequencies. For an example, the brain is 72 to 90, the human body is 62 to 78, the heart 67 to 70, and so on and so forth, right? And that is one of the main reasons why the emGuarde is positioned or designed the way it is designed, so that it protects our human body from all of these, we call it the low level frequencies, right? Now, let's just say I have my phone, right? My phone is here, I'm using it, I'm typing, I'm texting. How does the frequencies of the phone reach my body? Let's say I'm completely hands-free. The air conditioning is quite far away from me. My light is quite far away from me. My fan is way above my head. But how are all of these things? How are the frequencies produced from them? How are they reaching me? Well, let me introduce to you something called the resonance theory. So very simple experiment. And that is how, even though you're not close to your phone, you're not close to your air conditioning, because radiation is traveling in the form of frequencies, it can actually travel through air and space and time, that it can actually cross over and reach our bodies, right? And yes, because our organs are certain frequencies and your electronic devices are emitting those frequencies as well, and that's how they are interacting, right? As long as the frequencies are the same, they will somehow interact with each other. Now, why am I showing you this? It is because of what this lady has researched or spent her whole life researching about. It's called the Rulox formation. Over here, if you want the spelling, Rulox formation. Her name is Dr. Magda Havas. Now, she has experimented she has been researching about something called electro smog, which is basically us human beings being in a EMF full environment. Basically, we have a lot of EMF radiation around us. She said that just from 70 minutes of computer usage and 10 minutes of cell phone usage, a healthy red blood cell in a clean EMF environment, what will happen to those red blood cells is that they will actually end up stacking, and they will actually end up they call it stacking, stagnation, grouping, or whatever name would you like to call it. But those red blood cells definitely look like they're not free flowing, and they're not as vibrant as the ones at the bottom. And she said because of this formation in the red blood cells, usually it would lead the body into poor circulation, low oxygen transport, reduce in waste removal of the body, headaches, fatigue, difficult in concentrating, and numbness and tingling, and so on and so forth. Which brought me to kind of wonder, there is some truth behind it. Because have you ever experienced this, where you are using your phone and you're typing, or even you're social mediaing and you're going through Instagram, and suddenly after using it for a while, your fingers start to feel numb. Your eyes start to feel extremely dry. Now, my question to you is, how come? And her research makes a lot of sense. So this is Dr. Magda Havas, and the Rulox formation. And that is technically how the frequencies, the radiation traveling, coming to our body, and that is the harm that is actually causing to our human body, right? Now, what is another way that we can tell if there is radiation around us? One is frequency, right? Frequency is basically something very simple, but there is also something else behind the frequency, which is called power density. This is how far that frequency travels out of the device, right? So power density is measured in something called microwatts per centimeter squared. Now, I have a very special device here. It is called the RD9300. And this device measures the power density of a electromagnetic radiation source. For example, my phone. According to the FCC, anything below 200 is considered acceptable. Everything that is above 200 is not acceptable, and it is hazardous for the human body, right? So I'm going to stop my screen right now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to enlarge my detector so you guys can see for live how this detector works, all right? Currently, my emGuarde is plugged in. I'm going to remove it. So my emGuarde is off. I'm going to turn this on. And as you can see, it is showing a number. Now that number was 600, 700. You see, there was nothing in front of this ring, but the device was already showing 600 to 700. How come? That is because I have lights, I have a fan, and I also have an air condition pointed right at me. That is one of the reasons why there is still something triggering this detector. All right. Now, what happens when I bring my cell phone nearby? You guys see that? So as soon as I bring a source closer to the device, it just goes berserk. It goes above 1,000, 1,008, 1,009. And FCC said what? Anything below 200 is acceptable. This, even without the phone, is already unacceptable. All right. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my phone right here. I'm going to turn on the device. And I'm going to plug in my emGuarde. In 3, 2, 1. It's plugged in. And immediately, it goes down to 0. Even if I move my phone away, back to 0. Now, what happens when I unplug my emGuarde? Everything comes back. So this is truly, truly amazing. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're curious, this detector is not manufactured by Enagic, right? It is a complete third-party product, and we have kind of tested a lot of different detectors in the market. And we found that this was the most accurate and the most easiest to use for people who are not engineers. I'm not an engineer, guys. I'm an accountant by trade, but this is super easy and is very, very convincing to show the capabilities of the emGuarde. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed that presentation. And that is actually one of the main modes of how you can show how the emGuarde really works. You know, you bring the detector, you go to somebody's house, and you say, hey, let me scan your house to find out if there's actually high amounts of radiation coming out of your appliances, your whatever. You know, you just do a test for them and you show them, okay, here are the sources, your air condition, your lights, your wires in your in your walls and everything, and you plug the emGuarde in, boop, and the beep just goes silent. I think it's so convincing, and I think it's such an amazing way to show how the emGuarde truly works in any environment, right? It doesn't have to be used in a house. You can use it even in an office, everywhere. It's super portable. It's super portable and it's super light. You can carry it on a plane, no problem, and it just does the job wherever you want it, right? So that is the RD9300. Right, so let's take a look at a very short video about other things in the house. Other things in the house that you may have, which also present high levels of EMF radiation. Right, so RD9300, again, not manufactured by Enagic. Yes, Enagic do sell them, but that is for the ease for you to purchase it, because let's face it, guys, if you want to buy a detector directly from the factory is not going to sell you one piece, right? And these things are not publicly available on Amazon, or they're not publicly available on Taobao or Temu or any of the China websites. This device is a very specially made device for very special services. So Enagic has taken the great responsibility to actually buy this in bulk and make it available for all of us, because they really want to support every single distributor worldwide to build the business together, right? So let's give Enagic a round of applause for that. Truly amazing. Oops. Okay, so now let's test Enagic's emGuarde's range, right? So the patent state that it was 4-meter radius and 8 meters in diameter. Let's test that with this video, which one of my partners have made.
Alright, so in this section of the video, I'm going to show you how emGuarde has the ability to alleviate the radiation from this LED light bulb 4 meters away from this antenna. Okay, so now first of all, I would like you to see the screen. From the software itself, everything is clear before I turn on the LED. Now as soon as I turn on the LED, as you can see, you can actually see that the noise field from the EM radiation comes back, and it's actually showing in this blue curvy line. Okay, so now I'm going to invite my team to take this emGuarde away from me for about 4 meters, okay, in radius. Okay, now I'm going to invite my team to power on the emGuarde. Just plug the USB-C, leave it on the table. Now as soon as the emGuarde's on, as you can see, the frequency spectrum from the SDR software has been cleared away. Okay, now as soon as I unpower the emGuarde, please remove the power line from the emGuarde, just unplug. Wait for about 2 to 3 seconds. The radiation from the LED comes back immediately. Now let's do another control test by powering up the emGuarde again. Please put the USB-C power cable into the emGuarde. There you go. And immediately, as you can see, everything is cleared away. And this is to show you that emGuarde works effectively 4 meters away from this antenna.
For those who are wondering, that is another detector that is also available for you to use. It's called the SVR, the software-defined radio. Now, remember I told you there are 2 ways to detect radiation. One is frequency and one is power density. So this detects power density, the RD9300. The other detector that measures the frequency, right? That captures the frequency. And what David was showing was that there was an antenna, and this antenna would capture the frequencies in its environment if those frequencies are present. And that's why you saw the chart go crazy, right? And as soon as you turn the emGuarde on, the frequencies all get suppressed. You saw that middle line in the phone screen over there, right? So again, but this video is, the purpose of it is to show that the emGuarde, they don't have to be next to you. I just like it to have, I mean, I just find it much, maybe it's a psychological thing, but I just like it right next to me. But you don't have to have it next to you. You can have it up to 4 meters in radius. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, I'm going to play a very special video. Some of you may have seen it, some of you have not, but don't spoil the fun, all right? This video is super, super interesting because this video will use 2 detectors in a hotel room in a very dense city in Hong Kong, right? So this is only half of the video. Let me share with you the full video so that you guys can see the full experience together. Let me just bring it up. Okay. All right, for those who are wearing earphones or headphones, I do warn you, it will get pretty loud in the middle of this video, so just lower your volumes a little bit. Don't worry about hearing him. There is subtitles on the video, so you can read that if you cannot hear, right?
Guys, I am totally shocked. What I'm going to show in this video is going to blow some of your minds. My name is Simon. I'm here in Hong Kong. We just checked into our room here, okay, downtown Hong Kong. And when three of us, when we walked into this room, we felt a little bit dizziness, a little bit of weight on our chest, and we knew instantly there was something wrong with the room. And one of our colleagues whipped out this app on his phone, and this app, basically what it does is it can tell you, see, based on where I turn it, it will tell you all the cell towers that is around the area. So take a look at this. I'm going to start from here. You have Vodafone, you have all these kind of different cell towers everywhere. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to come over here. It's a lot of cell towers here, everywhere. Right, it's a concrete jungle. Take a look at this. Okay, so we decided to do some experiment of ourselves. So definitely the emGuarde is, we have our emGuarde with us everywhere we go, but it's not turned on now. I'm going to use the first tool that we have here, which is the RD9300. I want you to see this. I'm going to turn on the RD. In this room itself, it's showing about 0 of power density. So this room actually is fine, okay? However, I'm going to go nearer to the window and I'm going to go nearer to the cell tower. I want you guys to see the power density reading coming out onto my detector right now. It is 2,900 microwatts of power density. And the cell tower is right there. You can see that 3 sticks is right there. It's about 50 meters away. And that's on this side of the room. So can you look at this? If I go back here, when the ring is away, it drops back down to 0, 200. And the moment I come to this side, where there's also a lot of cell towers, just look at that. I don't even have to go near the window. It's already at 2,600, 2,700. Unbelievable. This is Hong Kong. All right, take a look at that. Everywhere. Okay? Now, I have my colleague here, David. David, say hi to the camera.
Hi.
So now we're going to show you something that was unbelievable. We have not seen this in most of the places that we have done testing before.
Yep.
But we're seeing this here. So the emGuarde is still off. This is called the SDR software, and it's gonna actually detect the electromagnetic interference in this area. So what David's gonna do now, he's going to actually turn on the software. You can download this software on your Android phone. You just have to pay a couple dollars, you get the software. So I want you guys to see. Just zoom in on the phone, man. You can just take a look at this. I don't know if you guys can hear it. So the software is connected to a dongle that connects to an antenna. And the antenna is receiving the interference around this room. It's unbelievable. Take a look at the chart. It is crazy. Absolutely crazy. We have not seen this anywhere else. Okay? So now what we want to find out is, if we have the emGuarde, what can it do to us? And what can it do for us? So it's not connected. Now, I'm going to connect to the SDR software. I'm going to turn it on. In 3, 2, 1. Look at the wave spectrum. It's gone down. I'm going to unplug the emGuarde.
How about this suppression?
All right. Take a look at the suppression, guys. Here, take a look at the suppression. Boom, with the emGuarde turned on. And let me turn on the detector. Take a look at that. Where it was showing 2,900, it's now showing 0. So Ben, you can come near to the detector. I'm all the way at the window. It's showing 0. Yeah. Now my emGuarde turned on. So guys, this place and this technology is unbelievable. If you guys are watching this, I want you guys to bring your emGuarde everywhere you go, especially in cities like this, and make sure you always keep yourself protected. See you guys soon.
How was that for you guys? Was that eye-opening? Was that something that was a bit scary? I think when I saw this for the first time as well, I literally had goosebumps. I literally had goosebumps until I saw it in person. And my good friend Simon, he brought this device to my house on the Android phone, and he played it in my home, and it had the same effect. So the reality is that it doesn't just happen in Hong Kong. It happens even in your home right now. You may be far away from a city, but the very fact is that you have a lot of electrical appliances all around you, and that is the reason why there is a lot of interference or noise in your environment right now. All right, so let's get back into the slides. And let's continue with the presentation. All right, so how does the emGuarde really work? The emGuarde, you see, every electronic device will emit the red energy, the noise radiation energy. When the emGuarde is installed in your house, the emGuarde sends out, we call it the harmonics frequency, right? So if you read the bottom here, emGuarde utilizes harmonic frequencies to effectively suppress targeted electromagnetic noise radiation between 3 megahertz to 1000 megahertz within a 4-meter radius. Now, the emGuarde is not destroying, it's not eliminating, it's not getting rid of. The radiation will always be present, right? It will always be present because the phone is still operating and is still running. The only thing is that the radiation that's coming out of the phone now is being blocked. It's being blocked and is unable to reach our human body. So that is what the emGuarde is doing for us. All right. Now, I like to show evidence because I believe evidence beats conversation. This was a report done in Najib, Malaysia. They sent the emGuarde to a science facility in Malaysia called the University Science of Malaysia, USM for short. It is a government science facility, right? emGuarde sent the emGuarde for RF white noise suppression, right? The effective range of it. And this was their report. I don't know the numbers. I don't understand them, but they are very generous to give us some English so we can read together, right? Number one, the emGuarde successfully performed as required at distances of 4, 5, and 6 meters in various in radius under the various environments. What are the environments? Residential space, a working office, and a laboratory. So guys, it is not 4 meters, it is not 5, it is up to 6 meters. And 6 meters is pretty far. I believe 6 meters is approximately slightly less than 20 feet. I believe so. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not too sure in the conversion, but 6 meters is a very, very big distance. And it covers top to bottom, left and right. So now we know it's 6 meters. Number two, the second result. And I think this result is super, super important. And this gives me a lot of confidence that the emGuarde truly is doing what it says it does. Let's read together. And this is going to give you some goosebumps as well, guys, right? The emGuarde effectively suppresses unwanted electromagnetic noise waves between 71 megahertz and 73 megahertz. Now, if you did not catch what I was trying to emphasize in this second result, there are two things. First, the report the report from the science facility said that it is suppressing unwanted electromagnetic noise waves. And this whole entire time, we were talking about red energy, the noise energy. So this report is saying that it is actually suppressing those noise waves. Second, 71 megahertz and 73 megahertz. Where have I seen those numbers before? In the FCC's report, where human organs had certain frequency or operating frequencies. Our human brain was 71 to something. So that is where these numbers are so important. And I think because of the second result, it gives me utter confidence that the emGuarde is truly protecting my body from the harms of all these electronic devices. Right, so I'm super happy and I'm super grateful to be able to invest in one of these emGuardes, for not only for me, but also for my household, my mom, my grandmother, as well as my brother at home. Right, I'm super happy and grateful to be able to do so. These are some photos of how the testing was done: residential space, working office, as well as a laboratory. And in conclusion, guys, the emGuarde truly is harmonizing or alleviating or suppressing unwanted electromagnetic noise waves between 71 megahertz and 73 megahertz in all test environments until a 6-meter coverage. So that is the evidence that I have. There is actually an updated report. This was done maybe a few weeks ago. I've yet to get that report, but I will definitely put it into this as soon as I get it. But it is the same thing, guys. It's the same thing. It's the same report. It's the same result. All right. So that is the emGuarde. The slogan for the emGuarde is change your environment, change your life. Now, the emGuarde. I've been personally using the emGuarde for the past 8 months now, right? Because Malaysia was the first market. Sorry if I didn't mention that. I'm actually from Malaysia. Malaysia was the first market where the emGuarde was officially launched, right? And I had the pleasure of actually purchasing one of the first few units for myself and for my family. And this is some feedback from my family members. They have said, ever since the emGuarde was installed in the house, they slept better. Their eyes are not so tired because basically everyone in the house, we are either watching television or we're using our computers all the time. Our eyes are not so dry. And me personally, as well as my brother, we use our computers up to 8 to 10 hours a day for our work, for our social media, yada yada. And we both used to suffer from migraines and headaches all the time. Relatable? Shout out to me in the chat right now. Type 2 in the chat for me if you have ever used your computer for long periods of time and have gotten massive headaches or massive migraines just from using your computer. You've tried many different ways to remediate. Perhaps you've taken 30-minute breaks, you walk away, you come back, but the migraines still come back. You tried putting a scented oil, you tried putting, I can't even think of any other remedies, right? You tried drinking something hot like a lemony honey drink, it still doesn't help. I've tried a few. It did not help until I had this device in my house. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not promising you the emGuarde will protect you from all kinds of dangers from the radiation, because there's only so much that I know personally about what this emGuarde is truly about. But what if the emGuarde can give you better blood circulation, can help you get better sleep, can improve your productivity during the day because you don't have to suffer from all these migraines and all this kind of stuff and everything? What if the emGuarde can just do those few things? I personally feel that is definitely worth the investment in an emGuarde just because of the sleep. If I'm sleeping better every single day, I'm working better the next day. And we spend 1/3 of our lives sleeping. We spend 1/3 of our whole lives sleeping to operate the 2/3 of our lives. So if I can find something that will improve that 1/3 so that I can be more productive in the 2/3, yes, give it to me. I want it. And a lot of people in this call, a lot of people around the world right now have already rushed through Enagic's door to get themselves an emGuarde to protect themselves and their family. And you can ask any of them, and all of them will say the same thing. I sleep better. Is that not good enough an answer for you to invest in emGuarde? I think so. Right? So ladies and gentlemen, that is the emGuarde. This is the technology. That is the problem that the emGuarde is solving for you and for your household. So I urge you, please consider getting an emGuarde as soon as possible. You're only doing you and your family a huge up by investing in one, right? Speak to your friend or the person that invited you into this call. Talk to them, ask them more information, get more information out of them, and make a educated decision on whether you would like to get an emGuarde for yourself and for your family. Now, this is the first part of this presentation because there is a second part. The second part is, if you see huge potential in the emGuarde, and if you want to be part of this technology and you want to be part of this movement, well, Enagic are actually looking for partners worldwide, distributors worldwide. And this brings me to my second section, which is the business opportunity available for you if you are interested, if you have that, what am I trying to say? If you have that inclining to be part of this technology, right? So let's dive into the second section. Let's find out more how you can turn this amazing technology into the business of your dreams, right? Let me introduce to you Enagic first. Like I said, Enagic is a 50-year-old company, and we have 26 countries worldwide, as well as 43 offices in these 26 countries worldwide. The headquarters of Enagic is based in Okinawa, right? And we have offices all around the world, US, Europe, Asia, Southeast Asia, sorry, as well as many other places around the world. Now, how Enagic's business operates from a direct selling standpoint, where all you need to do is invest in one emGuarde, and you become a distributor for the company for life. I'm not asking you to invest 10,000, 20,000, 30, 100, a million to do this business. No, I'm asking you to purchase one emGuarde. And once you have purchased this emGuarde, you become a distributor for the company, and you can start marketing this to your friends, your family, your community, or even your area, right? And these sales will be your direct sales, and you will receive direct sales commission. Now, the beautiful thing is that just like you were given the opportunity to become a distributor, any of your customers can also choose to become a distributor as well. So when they choose to, the company will pay them direct sales commission, but they will pay you indirect sales commission. So the company is actually paying you two types of commissions here, direct and indirect. And we actually calculate all of these as your total group sales, right? So I think this is very generous. And that is how the company really, really awards its distributors in the company, right? So let's get into the price and the commission of the emGuarde. The global price of one emGuarde is 1,480 US dollars. The name of the commission is called 8A or 8 points commission, right? How this commission works is that emGuarde has already allocated a preset budget of 520 US dollar per sale for the distributors, for us. So out of this 1,480, emGuarde has already allocated 520 US dollars. And this 520 US dollars is split into 8 parts or 8 A's, right? So equal parts. So 1A equals to 65 US dollars. Just think of it as a pie. Every piece of the pie is 65 US dollars, and there's 8 pieces, and everything will be 520 US dollars. So how do you get paid per sale or per direct sale that you make in the company? That depends on your rank. When you make your first and second direct sale, you will pay 65, 65 on your first and second direct sale. That then you'll be called a 1A distributor, right? Now, for you to become a 2A distributor, you need to make your third direct sale, and you will earn 130 US dollar per emGuarde sold. Now, a 3A distributor has a special requirement, which is basically to achieve 10 cumulative emGuarde group sales first, and then your next direct sale, you get 195 US dollar per emGuarde sold. So first achieve your 10th, then your 11th, which must be a direct sale. Then you become a 3A distributor, and you will make 195 US dollars. Very simple, very, very clear. 4A, 20 cumulative emGuarde group sales. Your next direct sale, you will become a 4A distributor, and you will earn 260 US dollars. 5A, 50 cumulative emGuarde group sales. Your next direct sale, you become a 5A, 325 US dollars. And lastly, 6A, 200 emGuarde group sales. Your next direct sale, you will make 390 US dollar per emGuarde direct sale. All right, so these are the rankings of 1A to 6A. If you ask me personally, in Malaysia especially, as a 4A, after selling 20 group sales, every direct sale I make 260 US dollars. If I sell 5 a month, I make a lot of money in Malaysia, right? So it may also be the same for you. And that is how a lot of people will feel about this type of commission structure, because it's one of a kind. And if you notice that the initial return of commissions is very, very big, very, very fast, right? And that's the reason why a lot of distributors are finding much success in this business. Now, these are all for your direct sales commission. But remember, the company also pays on indirect sales commission. So how do they pay on the indirect sales? Let's put us there. This is you. Everything in green is your commission. You make your first direct sale to Tom. You're a 1A distributor. You make 65 US dollars. Your second direct sale to Alex, you're a 1A distributor still. You make 65 US dollars. Now, when you make your third direct sale to Rose, you become a 2A distributor, and you will make 130 US dollars. What happens when Tom sells to Grace? You will earn 65 US dollar. So will you if Polly and Arthur joins into the business, because all of these sales are underneath Tom, and Tom is considered your 1A overriding lane, right? And every single sale underneath Tom, you will make 65 US dollars. Same thing with Kim. Now, Kim, let's say she's a 2A distributor. When she buys an emGuarde from you, you make 130. But every time Rose and Kim sells an emGuarde, you will get 130 US dollars because they are under your 2A overriding link. Now we have 4 direct, 6 indirect, we have 10 group sales. Then you need to open a next direct sale, which is your 3A, and you will make 195 US dollar. And every time May sells an emGuarde, yes, you will make 195 US dollars. So again, every single sale underneath Kim, who is your 2A distributor, you will make 2A commissions. But where does it stop? There must be a limit to this commission because the company cannot pay forever. The limit is in its name itself, because the company only has a fixed budget and is divided into 8 equal parts, 8 points. Let me show to you how these 8 points are paid. John sells his first machine to Dot. Because it is his first sale, John will make 1 point. Now, the next person that gets paid is Bob, because Bob is the one that sold John an emGuarde. So, John is Bob's third sale. So, Bob will receive 2 points. Annie will receive 2 points. Kim will receive 2 points. If the company only has 8 points, and the company has already paid out 1, 3, 5, 7, that left with 1 point for you. So instead of 130, you will make 65 on this sale. Same thing with John, because John to Dave, because Dave is still a second direct sale. But when John makes a sale to Dan, which is the third direct sale, now John upranks into a 2A. He makes 2 points now. Bob 2 points, Annie 2 points, Kim 2 points, 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 minus 8, 0. This sale, you will not get any 8 points commission. It is considered a non-8A sale, and non-8A sales do not count as a group sale. But there's a silver lining to this. It only applies to John and Dan. Can Bob continue selling? Yes. Can Annie continue selling? Definitely yes. And can you continue introducing more people into the business? Absolutely yes. So after 20 group sales, you become a 4A distributor when you introduce Tony, and you will make 260 US dollars every single time Tony sells in your team. If I had a Tony in my team, I will be incentivized to help Tony perform and make more sales. Not only is he growing and he is making money, I am also being taken care of, right? And this will encourage me to impart my knowledge, put in my energy and effort to help Tony grow as well. After 50 group sales, 5A, then you introduce Simon. Every time Simon's 325 emGuarde every time he sells. Imagine Simon's a crazy, crazy team member. He sells 10 emGuardes for you every single month. That is 325 times 10. 3,250 US dollar. Crazy, crazy. And after 200 group sales, you find Sam, you become a 6A distributor, and you make 390 US dollars every single time Sam sells an emGuarde. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the 8 points commission. Of course, there are other types of commission and bonuses in the company. But if I were to go through every single one of those commissions, we'll be here the whole day, right? There are too many, but I just want to leave you with this. I believe that this is very compelling because of the fast returns that you get. First, to recover the cost of your own emGuarde, so your emGuarde is free. And second, the ability to actually exponentially grow your wealth or your business through this plan or this global partnership program, right? Now, just one difference. There are actually 2 types of accounts going on right now. There is a Kangen account, A Kangen account is a distributor who has purchased a level up machine. Level up machines are Kangen water machines, and a spa or Wukon to join the Enagic business. An emGuarde account is those who have bought an emGuarde to join the Enagic family. Now, the difference is that the Kangen account per A is 85 US dollars, and the emGuarde account is 65 US dollars. So for those who have joined using a Kangen account, you do enjoy 20 US dollar extra on every single emGuarde sold. Sorry, 20 US dollar per A extra. Sounds a bit complicated, right? But yeah, 20 US dollar per A extra on every emGuarde sold for those Kangen accounts. But for those emGuarde accounts, do not worry, because in the near future, when you do purchase any of the level up machines and Aspire Wukons, your emGuarde account will automatically be transferred into a Kangen account, and you will enjoy the 29% commission on the next emGuarde sales. All right, so don't have to worry. I see this as a huge entry point into the Enagic family, right? Because the emGuarde, the entry point of an emGuarde is really, really, really low. Compare that to of the Kangen water machine. And I find this a very easy way for those who have wanted to join the Enagic family last time, and perhaps they struggled because they couldn't come up with their Kangen water costs. But now they can come in with the emGuarde, and they can slowly work towards and build the capital that they need to purchase the Kangen water for them in the future. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to the end of the call right now. For those who would like to be more updated with the next Zoom call, the latest training, because we do have another training apart from this. This is an introductory video to the emGuarde. There is another Zoom which is run by a gentleman named David. It is called the emGuarde Intensive Training Zoom. If you're interested to basically find out when those intensive trainings are going to happen, do scan this QR code on the left. It will take you into our Telegram group. In the Telegram group, there's also materials, videos, there is certificates, there is presentation, PowerPoints like this one, where if you have the inkling to start presenting the emGuarde product, if you need the materials, it is all available in the Telegram group, right? So quickly attach yourself to this Telegram group for you to get the latest information, as well as when the latest events are happening for the emGuarde. Because if you truly want to make it big in this business, you have to be fast. If you take it slow, the money is going to come in slow. And if somebody else does it faster than you, he might just end up eating up the whole market. You never know, right? So have that paranoia. If you want to be part of this business, please act fast and get yourself as connected as fast as possible, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have for you in terms of the presentation. That is the emGuarde, and that is the business plan available. I believe most of you here are already seasoned distributors for the Kangen water machine. Now, I will say this. I actually achieved my 6A selling Kangen water machines. I'm almost 6A2 now, right? And I'm almost a 62 because the emGuarde came out. So I spent 3 years, not really 3 years. I spent about 2 years, 1.5 to 2 years promoting the Kangen water, and I became 6A. And within less than a year, where the emGuarde came out, I'm almost 6A2. So what does that tell you? It tells you that the emGuarde is just a lot more easier to introduce. because of its price point, because of the relevance it has in today's generation. Because I mean, let's talk about eras, right? We used to be in the industrial era, then we came into the technological era, but there's actually a new era now, and that's called the informative era. Because everything, all information that you need is a click of a button away. And what do you use to get that information? Your phone. Every single one of us in this Zoom, we are literally, I mean, our phones are literally next to us, in front of us, or somewhere near us. So this product is coming in at such an important time of our society right now. And I think for those who are in this call, ladies and gentlemen, you are the first, I don't know, I would dare say the first few thousands of people that has actually ever heard of the emGuarde. Few thousands people around the world. In your community, in your area, you might be the first. So if you really see the potential, jump on this immediately. Jump on it, get your 6A, get your 6A2, become your 6A2-3 ranking. Because I've seen it. I've seen my uplines become 6A2-3s. My very close friend Simon. Oh my, I'm so happy for him, but I'm also so jealous for him, because I see the wonders that emGuarde can actually do when someone takes this business far and seriously. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for you. Again, do attach yourself to the Telegram group. What I'm going to do is I'm going to